everyone, Jetlash1000 here. I've got an exciting review for you, and what I have here, as you could probably tell from the title, are the new Apple AirPods. And we've been waiting, as you know, since about September for these, and just got them today. Today is what? We've got December 20th. So waited about 2 months, and you know, you've already seen the unboxing video, so I'm not going to go through all that. I'm just going to go through my impressions of it, in just general thoughts and if it was worth it. So start off, was it worth it? So these are $159, which is, you know, kind of steep. I have been playing around with them for about 2 hours, and I can say in my first impression here is that the audio quality is pretty good. So for my use, you know, I'm an occasional music listener, do some gaming and stuff like that, but nothing too crazy. So for me, yes, it is worth it. I get into this techie stuff. I will say my $50 Bluetooth earbuds I got off Amazon have a very similar sound quality. So, you know, as far as sound quality is concerned, you know, I give it a passing grade, but it's nothing outstanding. So if you're used to the typical ear pods from Apple, it's very similar to that. So what you're getting though is probably the most innovative earbuds out there. So you get a real satisfying feel on anything Apple related, in my opinion. So this is a mechanism in here with a hinge, as you can see, and it's a real satisfying open. You get your little green indicator light there. They are magnetic, so they're not falling out. They charge extremely fast. So these were at about 60-70% when I opened them up. Got them charging right away, and it seemed like within 10 minutes I had full charge. It was just super fast. But I need to remember the batteries in the earpods themselves are not really big. You do get 5 hours, however, with them, which is pretty cool. And the case itself, I put everything in, charged it, and, you know, again, the case was probably around 70%, and that went ahead and charged very fast. So it does come with the lightning cable, you know, to charge it, which is cool that they include that. And then I'm also going to show here that you are, you know, able to hook it up with an iMac or whatever you have, MacBook Pro, any Apple product you've got. I've got my iPhone 7 here. It works great with that. And so, you know, I would say if you're out there for just pure sound quality and that's all you're worried about, I'd probably skip past these. But if you kind of like the techie side, the cool side, then I would say go for it. For $159, you know, it's part of Apple history. It's the first of its kind that they've made, and that makes it kind of cool. So one question I had before I bought these, can they stand up on their own? And they cannot. You know, it's been referred to as dental floss, and it looks very similar to that. Another question that I had that I didn't see answered in videos is about this button on the back. So, you know, as you know, when you first open these up and you flip them open, you get your little message on the phone screen saying, you know, do you want to connect the AirPods? And you can do it that way. So I had it connected to my phone, but now I've got my laptop I want to play music on. So I tried flipping it open. Nothing happened. So obviously we're still connecting to my phone. You hold down the button on the back, and the little light inside that is now green flashes white. Now when it flashes white, it's in pairing mode, and you can pair it to anything with Bluetooth that you want to. So if it's an Android phone, your laptop, whatever you've got, it'll then pair to it. So one thing I want to do is let's go ahead and do a little bit of a range test. That's another thing I have not seen done on YouTube. So let's go ahead and do a range test right now. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of see how this range works. So don't mind the messy house here, but we're going to walk through. And already, I should back up here. At this point, right here, we are at, as you can see, probably, I'd say a solid 40 feet. So let's walk, and now we've got this wall behind us. We've got multiple sets of walls, and now we've wrapped all the way around to a completely different bedroom here, and I still have got perfect sound quality going here. So we will walk back. I'm getting no even hint that this is about to lose any sort of connection, so that is really cool. You know, we're probably at that point, at the furthest point away, 50 feet away, 60 feet away, with, what would that be, 3 sets of walls and drywall between without any problem at all. So that is really cool, that you can rely on them to do that. So if you're going to set up your computer or your iPhone 7 and you've got your earpods in, or AirPods, you can probably walk all over your house without a problem, which is really cool. The other question I had was, you know, when everything's playing, it's in your ears, what does this do? And the answer is nothing. At this point, it's just a case. It's showing you a green light. So AirPods are in use at the moment, and you can flap it open and shut it, nothing happens. Alright, so I'm going to display Siri here as we're playing some music. Double tap. What's the battery life of my AirPods? Alright, so even though I balled that completely up, she's still telling you. And what happens is this. I also, actually, before I get into that, want to explain that when you pull this out, it will pause. So as you can hear, it is paused. So even when you're hooked up to a laptop, doesn't matter, it still does that. So now let's say I want to continue playing and just use the one bud. Obviously, we're going to be at 2 different battery lives, and so the battery life that shows up when you ask Siri is going to be the lowest AirPod between the 2, which is kind of cool. Which is helpful because, you know, if one's going to die, she gives you worst case scenario. Same thing if you've got it hooked up to your iPhone and it shows you both the battery life for each AirPod. It'll show you them individually, and when it shows them together and gives you one number, it gives you the worst of the 2 numbers. So that's pretty cool.